Okay, looks like we are live. Hola, buenas tardes, Latinos en Spokane. Yo soy Jennifer Mesa. Hoy estamos con Lance Gurel y con Anna Trusty. Vamos a dar una entrevista a Lance Gurel, que está como candidato para el 4to Distrito para el Representante Estatal de Washington. Anna, would you like to introduce yourself?
Ya, sí, soy la coordinadora de campaña de Lance Gurel y me llamo Ana.
Lance, can you introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, I'm Lance Gurel. I'm an accountant and I'm running for District 4 State Representative.
Hola, me llamo Lance Gurel y estoy corriendo para representante del estado en el 4to Distrito.
Entonces, hoy vamos a hacer un poquito diferente la entrevista. Yo voy a estar haciendo la entrevista y haciendo preguntas en inglés y Ana va a traducir por nosotros. So I just mentioned that we're going to do things a little bit different this time. I'll be speaking in English and doing some questions, and Anna's going to be interpreting for us. So thanks for doing that for us, Ana.
Claro, de nada.
Lance, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, or, and a little bit about you?
Lance, ¿nos puedes decir un poquito sobre ti, de dónde eres y información sobre usted?
I've lived in the Spokane area for about 16 years. Before that, I lived several places all over the country.
He vivido en Spokane por los últimos 16 años y antes de eso he vivido en varios distintos lugares de los Estados Unidos.
I chose to come back to live in Eastern Washington because I really believe it's the most beautiful place and the best place to raise a family.
Decidí regresar a Spokane porque creo que es uno de los lugares más bonitos de los Estados Unidos y uno de los mejores lugares para criar una familia.
I live here with my wife, Kimma, my children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. I really want to see Eastern Washington thrive and be a great place for families to live.
Vivo aquí con mi esposa Kimma, con mis hijos, con mis nietos, mis tataranietos, y de veras quiero ver a la ciudad de Spokane Valley progresar.
Great, thank you. Yeah, Spokane Valley it's a really unique place in that it's so connected to the city of Spokane, but also connected to Idaho as well. So a lot of unique opportunities there, and very beautiful as well. And
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit of why you are running for office, and specifically for the 4th District as 4th District State Representative?
¿Nos puedes decir por qué estás corriendo para el Distrito 4, para representante de Estado?
For too long, we've had extremists representing us in Olympia. People who want to divide us, they even want to divide the state into a 51st state of liberty.
Por mucho tiempo hemos tenido personas que quieren dividir el estado y crear un 51 estado.
I believe that everyone deserves a place at the American table. Whether you're 5th generation or a newly arrived American, no matter what you look like, no matter what you believe or who you love, everyone deserves a chance to work hard and make a better life for themselves.
So, yo creo que cada persona que está aquí en Spokane Valley, no importa que sea 5ª generación o si haya acabado de llegar aquí a Spokane Valley, no importa cómo luzcas, no importa a quién quieras, creo que todos debemos de tener un puesto en la mesa y tener una voz.
Great, thank you. And on that, you mentioned the other candidates of how divided it's been as far as who has been in the seat before. Yeah, so thank you for just acknowledging that and for sharing, that is something that is current in that it's kind of like a hot seat right now within the Democratic Party and also the Republican Party. So that really affects everybody here in Eastern Washington. So thank you for acknowledging that.
Gracias por traer luz al hecho de que tenemos muchas personas que sí están tratando de dividir el estado.
And on that, I wanted to ask, and I know that you are very different, but what makes you different from other candidates? We know that I think that almost anybody that comes in from as a candidate is pretty different to what the current candidate or the current person that was in position is Matt Shea. So can you tell us a little bit what makes you different from other candidates that are currently running?
I'm the only candidate running in District 4. I'm sorry.
Bueno, Jennifer pregunta, ¿qué te hace distinto a los otros candidatos que están corriendo para el Distrito 4?
Okay, yeah, sorry. I didn't know that there was another one. I thought there was one other person that was running. Okay, great.
I'm the only candidate who is endorsed by the Democratic Party. I'm the only Democrat in the race. I'm running against 3 other candidates who are Republicans. So that's a big difference right off the start.
Soy el único que está respaldado por el Partido Demócrata. Los otros 3 candidatos son republicanos. So esa es una de las primeras diferencias.
Yeah. Okay. So there are other candidates. Just you're the only one running as a Democrat in that seat.
And I think some of what makes me different as a candidate is that I believe that communities are stronger when we make families stronger and workers stronger. And when communities are stronger, businesses get stronger.
Yo creo también que las comunidades son más fuertes y más saludables cuando las familias son más fuertes y saludables. Y al tener una comunidad más fuerte, entonces eso quiere decir que los negocios van a estar más fuertes también.
And that's different from, well, that's just a different viewpoint from some candidates who think that the best thing we can do is make businesses stronger, and then all that will trickle down to the workers and the families. I believe that families need to be at the center.
Eso también es distinto de los otros candidatos, pues ellos creen que al fortalecer los negocios, entonces caerá por consecuencia las familias serán más fortalecidas, pero yo creo que las familias tienen que estar al centro de nuestra comunidad.
And one other thing that I think makes me different is that my opponents believe in making government smaller, smaller and smaller and smaller until it isn't small enough to provide the services that we need.
Y mis oponentes también piensan que deberían de hacer el gobierno más pequeño y más pequeño y más pequeño hasta que casi no haya servicios para nuestra comunidad.
I think I want to go to Olympia to work for efficient government and effective government that will really work for the people and do what the people need.
Yo quiero ir a Olympia para trabajar en un gobierno eficiente y efectivo y que trabajaría para las personas y dándole a las personas lo que ellos necesitan.
Great, thank you for your answers. And if I may, can I ask you, what would be an example of how you could make families stronger and simultaneously businesses stronger?
Lance, ¿nos puedes dar un ejemplo de cómo puedes hacer las familias más fortalecidas y así también fortalecer los negocios?
I think it's important for the state to make real investment in early learning. I think that children start to learn at birth, and we have too many of our children reaching kindergarten not prepared for kindergarten. I believe that this.
Creo que debemos de invertir en los estudios para los niños. Los niños empiezan a aprender desde que nacen. So creo que tenemos que tener un apoyo para esas familias desde que nacen para que puedan tener un cuidado eficiente.
I think that it's important that we make more investments in safe, affordable childcare. And start to realize that childcare is an essential infrastructure for everybody.
Creo que tenemos que invertir en el cuidado infantil, un cuidado que sea seguro y que sea algo que todo el mundo pueda pagar, que sea affordable, Jennifer.
Y sea alcanzable para familias.
Exacto, gracias.
Yeah, I think that's thank you for your answer. I really think that that's an important topic that affects all sorts of age groups, income groups, and families. And yeah, I mean, I as a mother, I've paid up to $1,000 a month for childcare, and then there are limited places where you can have where you can feel comfortable for leaving your child, but there just isn't enough early learning centers. And on top of that, the ones that are here are already saturated, and they're really good ones that need more support. So that's pretty on point, I think, of how we can support families and also make businesses stronger as well, because they'd be able to do a lot more.
Definitely. Sí, yo también creo que eso es bien importante. Yo como madre he pagado hasta $1,000 por un cuido y sé que hay muchos cuidos que son buenos, pero ya están saturados. So sí, gracias por comentar en eso.
And sorry.
If I can just add, good child care is essential infrastructure. Workers need to be able to trust that they're leaving their children in a safe place.
Un buen cuido es esencial para la infraestructura de nuestra comunidad. Las personas cuando van a trabajar necesitan saber que sus niños van a estar cuidados y que van a estar seguros.
Thank you for that. And if elected, how can you support the Latino community here in Eastern Washington? We have, we are kind of unique in Eastern Washington, and where we don't have a lot of cultural centers. We don't have a lot of neighborhood centers that are focused. For example, we don't have a neighborhood district. And I feel like there's a lot of opportunity there, specifically for immigrants and the Latino population to get more engaged. How is it that you could support this segment, our segment of the population?
Si te eligen, ¿cómo apoyarás a las comunidades latinas e inmigrantes? Ahora no hay centros culturales, pero creo que sería una oportunidad para inmigrantes y la comunidad latina. ¿Cómo usted piensa que apoyaría a esa comunidad?
I feel like so many of the things that are important to me affect all of the, any either marginalized or minority community in the city. We need to have better mental health services so that people on the edges don't fall into the cracks of homelessness or get involved in the criminal justice system. We need to support people, whether they are documented or undocumented. I believe that everybody who lives here who calls themselves an American is an American. If this is where you choose to live, and I mean, we all came from somewhere. Sorry, Anna.
Ya, muchas de las cosas que son importantes para mí afectan a la minoría y personas marginalizadas, como por ejemplo mejorar el cuidado de la psicología, ¿verdad? El cuidado mental y apoyar a las personas documentadas o no. Si una persona eligió vivir aquí en Spokane, creo que si se considera americano, es americano. El que viva aquí es porque eligió vivir aquí. Todos nosotros vinimos de algún lugar distinto.
Sorry, I gave you a lot all at once.
It's okay.
I've heard, you know, I would certainly be supportive of a Latinx cultural center in Spokane. I've heard it discussed. I think that it's important to celebrate the cultural diversity that makes us all stronger. I think that, you know, obviously the Latino community is one of the strongest in Spokane. And I guess my big answer to that is I want to go to Olympia to listen and see how I can help my values of inclusiveness spread to everybody.
Bueno, yo apoyaría un centro cultural. He escuchado sobre esa idea y sí estaría apoyándola. Creo que deberíamos de celebrar la diversidad cultural y sé que los latinos aquí en Spokane es uno de los grupos más grandes. Yo quiero ir a Olympia a escuchar y ver cómo puedo repartir esa idea de que todos aquí somos parte de la comunidad.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you both. Yeah, it's something that I think that we have been discussing within our own community, but there is a need to have a space where you know, culture can be celebrated, but also where community can find access to resources and support. And a lot of that has been done through local community organizations. It'd be good to start having some sort of support connect from the state, city, county level over to these amazing organizations that have been doing so much to highlight the need and diversity and so many wonderful things about the Latino population.
Ya, hay una necesidad para tener un lugar para celebrar, pero también para tener recursos para compartir con la comunidad a nivel de la ciudad y del condado de Spokane.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate your time, and we will share more information. And if anybody wants to ask Lance a question, please send it to us, and we are also going to send this information so community members can reach out to you directly.
Bueno, pues gracias y si alguien tiene alguna pregunta, déjanos saber aquí a Latinos en Spokane. Y también vamos a repartir la información de Lance para que puedan compartir con Lance directamente.
Thank you, Jennifer, for the opportunity to speak before the Latino community. My website is votelancegurel.com. There's a form there. If you want to comment, send me questions, English or Spanish. I'm happy to try to answer any other questions that you might have.
Bueno, gracias a ti, Jennifer. Y mi website es votelancegurel.com. Me pueden mandar información o preguntas en español o en inglés y estaría dispuesto a contestárselas.
Great, thank you so much. Y Ana, muchas gracias. Thank you so much for interpreting.
Gracias a ti por la oportunidad, Jennifer.
Gracias.
Thank you. We'll be in touch. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.